Hello everyone. So today we are going to event of Flink Forward Asia. This is the first time Flink doing like a big event in Indonesia before they just doing in Europe and China. It's really grateful to see you today, guys. Okay, maybe before we started the interview, maybe you can introduce yourself.
My name is Yuan, and I'm from Alibaba, China. I'm a director of engineering and at Alibaba Cloud, and also I'm a Flink PMC member. So I was in the streaming processing area for more than 10 years until now.
Wow.
Yeah, I was also doing my PhD in MIT, and I also write my PhD thesis related to stream processing. Yeah.
Okay, wow. It's a great journey. Maybe Xintong, you can.
Yes, so my name is Xintong, and I'm also from the Alibaba Cloud Flink team, and I'm working on Flink's distributed runtime.
Okay.
And I'm also a Apache Flink community PMC member, and also the release manager of Flink 2.0 version. Yeah, and actually we graduated from the same college. Let's say.
Your teammates?
No.
No. Okay, I thought that your teammates.
Yeah, yeah, the college.
This is the first time you coming to Indonesia, or this is the first time? Is it hard? This Indonesia food? Is it good?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, it's great.
It's great. You already find your favorite? Oh yeah, your favorite food, Indonesian food?
Not yet, I guess. I'm still searching for it.
Maybe,
Searching for
maybe
it.
after this conference.
Yeah, maybe after this you can try it. Okay, maybe let's Sintong, I will ask you a question first. Like, what is the most notable changes? Because you stated on your presentation about Flink 2.0, right? And then compared to the previous versions, like what is the big differences?
Well, there's a lot of big changes, but I think the most exciting ones are the disaggregated state management, and also the string batch unified materialized data. I think these two are the most exciting ones.
Okay. Okay, let's move to Yuan. Like, well, Yuan, you also this talking that today is a 10th anniversary.
Yes.
Congratulations on your anniversary.
Yes.
And then, what is the biggest challenges that Flink has faced since the started until the 10th anniversary? Like, what the biggest do you think?
Yeah, so Flink was started and was born like 10 years ago. How you know? Yeah, at that moment, the circumstance and the environment are just totally different. It's in a map reducer, right? So Flink's architecture was designed based on and that at that time the moment of the deployment mode, the hardware, etc. So, but like after 10 years, everything has already been changed, and also there's like evolvement of the Flink's architecture.
True.
But to me, I think the biggest change is as follows. The first of all is user requires different things from Flink. At Flink early days are developed distinctly for very small use cases and in very small Earth scale, right? But
Right.
today, if you're thinking about Flink, with very large scale deployment and used in many different areas, is the first thing. The second thing is we are towarding gradually to a cloud native world. Cloud native actually have a lot of more demands for like deployments, like the elasticity, for example, and that requires faster scaling, and also the containerization, so that your resource unit is constrained. And it's easy to be counted. And the third is like the deployment mode and the business model is changed as well. Now we are actually selling Flink as a services, and this fundamentally changed a lot of things for that people requires for Flink. So based on all these challenges, we are actually, as just Xintong mentioned, we have one of the biggest changing thing 2.0 is making the storage and the communication disaggregated. So one motivation for this is when people are using Flink in larger and larger scale, their state, I don't know, but if people are familiar with state,
True, true.
they actually grow bigger. So if we're still constrain the computation and the local disk altogether, then at some point it will cause a lot of problems like a slow performance and also a slow recovery and with scaling speed, etc. So that's all the motivations that we are actually doing disaggregate state disaggregation in Flink 2.0, and also we build our own DB, force DB, and open source it to make them possible. Yes.
Wow. Well, you're joined Flink like since the first day Flink, like it's already 10 years, or how long you?
No. He's much earlier than me.
Oh, okay. This is your senior.
No, I was joined like 2018.
2018. Okay. How about you?
I was probably 90.
2019. Wow. So you see a lot of changes inside
Yeah.
the Flink. All right. Okay. Let's move to Xintong again. Like, um, yeah, you talking about data and AI. You also give the example. I remember because I already understand. Like, can you elaborate like on how this will influence to overall about the big and data ecosystem about Flink?
Okay. So I think the target of the Flink project is kind of different from the last decade. So in the last decade, the Flink is bringing the real-time processing to everyone's view. It's like in the old days, you cannot do data analytics in minutes. So at least you need to do it in hours or even days.
True.
But now we can do it. We can achieve the data freshness with minutes or seconds or even sub-seconds level. So that's the purpose of that's the target of the Flink in the last decade. But now we already achieved the sub-second level of data freshness. There's not a strong demand in even more real time. So the target has kind of shifted. So now we are focusing on how to make the stream processing even better. By better, we mean that it's more easier to use, it's more easier to adopt. For example, we make the APIs, the semantics more easier to understand, so that more people can understand it, more people can work on it. And also we make the cost of the real-time computing lower. We reduce the cost, so it's become cheaper, so everyone can use it. So I think that's the target of the project from now and for the next decade. And from that perspective, that means that we will see more and more company, we will see more and more people, and more industry would be able to use real-time computing. And I think that's how Flink would change the industry. And that goes the same to AI. AI is quite, the generative AI is quite young. It's just become popular recent years. So we are still, people are still developing it, right?
True.
But at the same time, AI definitely have the real-time demand. So how to make the real-time processing accessible for AI, and how to make the real-time AI accessible for everyone, I think that's how Flink would change the industry.
Oh, okay. Well, yes. Now it's make it everyone easy to access that, like with the API and anything. True, true. Yeah, it's just quite true because the AI is still new, and then you have to align with the development of AI. So it's amazing. Really, I thought really. Okay, let's back to Yuan. We already talking about that AI and anything. Could you give like the example, like Flink that already used to resolve the real world challenges, and then maybe you have like inspiring story from someone that or company that already use it, maybe you can share to Haibari.
Yeah. I mean, as we said, it's already 10 years and it's using everywhere, and it's so many use cases. So I think they use like a recommendation systems that can give you recommendations and suggestions in real time. It's typically using advertisement. That's first thing. And the second thing, like traditional IT companies, they're usually using it to calculate the aggregated business number, like a daily active users or like a half day active users, etc. So people are using those numbers to make decisions and adjust their marketing policies, for example. And and in the recent years, I think it's going to be used in more larger scale and difficult way. For example, they are using Flink to in the logistics and the shipment, so to tracking the order and the shipment and to figure out what is what is going on and whether there is a lost package, etc. And like why this is harder, because like for the logistics and tracking, usually it will take the duration that had to take the entire procedure is much longer than simply you're calculating the daily active user. It's just 1 day of period of time, right? And you usually in the shipment period is at least 14 days, because you have to put the order and get the order, and probably if you're not satisfied, you will return the order. And this whole thing would take a much longer time, like at least half a month. Yeah. And I think now the usage is even pushed to some of the more traditional industries, like the financial industries, which is that you usually use the transactional SQL system like Oracle, etc. But they're actually even for those financial systems, they are actually now using Flink to detect the anomalies. To like if your credit card is being slide in some places that's probably different from the previous transaction, that get alerted, something like that.
Well, yeah. So it's already expanded a lot of industries. So not only in technical company, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's really good. It's nice to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Back to Xintong. Like, let's talking because also my audience, a lot of students, all people that started their journey in tech. So maybe you can share like what skill or knowledge that they have to consider if they want to start it learning about Flink or data.
Okay. So I'd suggest that first of all, if people want to learn about Flink, they need to understand, for example, Java programming language. That's the basics, and also some knowledge about the distributed systems, and maybe also some data analytics, like what are the data warehouse or something like that. But I think you don't really need to get very deep in order to start with Flink. And what I would recommend is to start learning Flink by using it. So you can choose maybe some kind of start with some kind of concrete use cases or some example use cases, and you try to solve the problem with Flink by yourself. And if you run into any problems, you can ask for help in the community. We have the mailing list, we have the Slack channel, and we also have the many people monitoring the Stack Overflow. So you can ask questions and you get helps and you solve the problems and you learn Think.
Okay. So they can reach out in the can you say that like where there is an available the community? Is there in
there's
Telegram?
mailing list.
Okay.
Mailing list. We have a dev mailing list for developers, and we have a user mailing list where user can ask for help. And we also have a Slack. And Apache Flink Slack workspace where there's a lot of channels that you can choose the channels that you are interested in. And also we have with the Stack Overflow, you can ask questions on Stack Overflow, and we have people that monitoring the Stack Overflow questions. Yeah, things like that. Yeah.
So you don't have to worry if you want started learning because everyone already there, right?
Yes, I think that's the good point. The advantages of open source community. You never worry about not finding the learning materials.
True, very true. Okay, maybe you want me. Can you share? Because you are the director of engineering at Alibaba Group, and then you are a woman. Because it's very less actually. Still now right, the quantity of the women in tech, and then maybe you can share like your more memorable experience in your career, your journey that you think that this is maybe insightful for the woman that won't become you. Maybe like someday we don't never know.
Well, okay. So first, let's say what's the most memorable experience I have. So I think the most meaningful career part is that I participate the open source community at Flink. Yeah. So it's a very different experience than you're working with internally within a company and just because your targets or KPIs, etc. So there are a lot of great people in the community when I joined the community in 2019, and at that moment, Flink was already very famous for its string processing capabilities, but still it needs booming developments. Yeah, so I met a lot of great people there and learned a lot. And I think the most part that's influenced me a lot is I learned how to collaborate with people. They're from different culture. They're from different time zone, different places, and even we don't meet with each other. And we just discuss online and freely and openly. And then how you solve different opinions when you're talking about the same idea, and how you're making progress for something. Okay, so like even people have different opinions, and how we can make things progress. Like they're in different culture, right? Like how you yeah, how you persuade people to do that in your way, or people, and also because people are from different backgrounds, they actually have different criteria for the same thing. So I learned a lot by participating in the Apache community, Apache Flink community, and that's actually really built up the very solid part of the clear path.
So like the communities really help about your tech journey, right?
That's true. Not just technically, it's also the way that we collaborate. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Yuan. Maybe we're back to Xintong again. Like, do you have any recommendation for learning resources for everyone want to learning about Flink or about data?
Okay, so as I mentioned before, we have some mailing list, the dev mailing list, and the user mailing list. I think that's the main sources that people can monitor what's going on in the Flink community. And also on the project official websites, there's some walkthroughs that will guide you through the core concepts and the use cases, and some hands-on walkthrough the tutorials that help people to learn. And yeah, addition to that, we also see a lot of like technical blogs. Yeah, the people are talking about how they understand Flink, how they use Flink. Those are all great materials for learning. And what's the best is like you have a Google, so Google will rank it for you. Which one is the most popular one? And also we have some learning materials on Alibaba Cloud, and also on Eureka websites for training courses. Those, but some of them might be not free. Yeah, but there's a lot of learning materials.
Okay. So whoever wants to learning Flink, you don't have to worry it because the resource already there. Okay, for Yuan, maybe this is also the closing question. So maybe for Yuan first, you have any message for all the developer, especially about women in tech, who want to like dive in this big data or something?
For anything, like if you do anything, interest is the foundation that you can do things successful. So my suggestion is follow your heart and find something that you are really interested in, and then be confident and stick to your goal, and don't give up, and especially for women, I think what I want to suggest is what I find in all these years is I feel um, um, women are usually less confident than men.
True.
So I think a lot of my girls they can do things really well, but they just do not trust themselves. that much. And I can see that their capabilities is much higher than the what they believe in themselves. So if you want me to have one word for those goals, I just say like trust yourself and be confident of yourself. You can do it.
Okay, trust yourself and be confident. Taking notes or remaining time. Okay, maybe Xintong, you can give like the closing statement or any
Yeah,
message you want
yeah.
to say.
So for me, I think for anyone who wants to deep dive into Flink, the most important thing is to stay with the community, the open source community. And I would personally recommend to start with something smaller because the cooperation in the open source community is quite different from the cooperation when you are in college or when you are in an enterprise. So I would suggest to start with something smaller, so you first get familiar with the with how open source community works, and then you think about more deep technical things.
Okay. Okay. So thank you so much for the interview, everyone. And then maybe we can say bye bye to my buddy. Bye bye.